Spain Real Estate.
Get your guaranteed offer at markspain.com.
NASCAR lives on 102.5 The Bone. The cars. The drivers.
I'm not surprised, and anybody who is should rethink their NASCAR knowledge.
And all the left turns you can handle. Race Day Sundays, where NASCAR lives in Tampa Bay. Right here on 102.5 The Bone. Sponsored by Jerry Ulm Jeep Ram. #1 in the country. 102.5 The Bone. Wheel Raw Radio. WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. And 107.3 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio.
I'm about to whip somebody's arm.
And now it's the Mike Calta Aftershow. With your host, Johnny B.
It's smooth sailing from here on out. Shut up.
Tuesday. Good morning, Bone fam. I am Johnny B. This is the Mike Calta After Show. I am not alone. JoJo bailed on me so she could go hang out with rich people and watch fireworks in the middle of nowhere in some Illuminati Utah village or something. Good for her. Sitting in with me today. You know him. You love him. You'll hear a lot more of him this week. And you can hear him every Saturday from noon to 2, I believe, on the Mike O Radio Show. It's Corey Cardinal. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, dude. I know you're gonna be popping in with me a little bit this week. Last night I was prepping and I was setting up my my Instagram story, and I was like, I can't remember if Corey's going to be on with me tomorrow or not. So I'm sorry I didn't tag you in it.
No, you're good. It's funny because when you messaged me Saturday, I was in the middle of doing a whole like social media Disney thing that for one of the other radio stations, and I admittedly was way drunk when you were texting me that at that point.
Yeah, I was half drunk when I was texting you, so it was great. I was at the Toasted Monkey texting you before I went and did my show over at Twisted Tiki. So yeah, we were both drinking.
Right, and I was like, absolutely. And then as soon as I put my phone away, I go, I'm not going to remember this conversation. That's why I immediately followed up, and I was like, please remind me of this later.
Yeah. That's why I texted you yesterday, like, hope you're not having a hangover. Yeah. Before we go any further, I got to do a little something like this.
The Mike Calta Summer Vacay Payday. This hour's keyword is...
This hour's keyword is bucks. That's B-U-C-K-S, like the big old giant animal or the basketball team. Not the football bucks, the other bucks. B-U-C-K-S. Go to the Bone app right now. Enter the keyword bucks, and you may get $1,000 right from Mike Calta's pocket. So go do that now. You got a half hour to get that in. Your next chance will be coming up with JP at 11 a.m. There you go.
Hell yeah.
I think we've had a few bone listeners win already, right?
We have, yeah, a couple of them.
Exciting. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. $1,000 just like that. Boom.
And it's easy too. You just put in a keyword and you go, all right, next hour. I'm gonna wait till the next hour.
I won $1,000 from the Bone. 13, 14 years ago, but I had to like go and perform on stage in front of everybody at the Ritz. That's how it was. The Tampa Bay's Got Talent.
Oh, that's
how I got the job here.
That's funny.
It was $1,000. I got that check. That was nice.
Dope.
I still never got my my Golden Diamond Source gift card for $1,000. So I'm just gonna walk in one day and say, "Hey, what's up, Julie?
Come see me in my office. I might have something."
Yeah. Well, every time I mention it to Miko all the time, and he's like, I'll take care of that.
Right.
You let me know if you need something. That's fine. When I was looking for rings to propose to my wife, a few years ago, I mentioned it to Mike, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know, And I was like, "All right," and I just went and bought it on my own.
Right.
Like, that's fine, But
I won cash from the Bone back before I started working here too.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't $1,000, but it was $500. It was like one of those call now, be caller 102 or something like that, and
The phrase of pay.
Something, yeah. And I remember, I think Nard or Chubbs had to answer the phone and take my information down. And yeah, I had to come to the station, picked up my cash, and I was like, hell yeah, bro.
Wow, the Billy Madison days. See, that's how long I've been here. When I was here, they were still on air. Yeah, I think I am the third longest tenured host on the station behind Mike and Drew.
Yeah, I think so.
I got Mo by like 2 months or 3 months.
Right.
And then everything else was different.
When did you officially start?
It was September of 2013.
That's when I started too.
Yeah,
that's when I got hired.
Now, wow, yeah, that was my official. I think they didn't officially hire me until a month or two later, but I started doing the show in September. I want to say 5th or I don't know. I got the official date somewhere.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's wild to think, all the different people, all the different shows, and all the different mix-ups. I know Gio's been on with pretty much everybody
every
at some
show,
point.
Yeah, every show in almost every station.
Well, yeah, when I started here, he was on with Drew.
Yeah,
it was In Your Face with Drew Garabo, like at noon. I think it was noon to 3.
At that time, was it him, Gio, and SBK?
No, that was way before SBK. It was just Gio and Drew, nice. And then there was I don't know. Did SBK come on before Seth or after Seth?
I think it was before.
I can't remember, but yeah. And then there was Billy Madison. There was that one dude who I will not say his name, was the morning show. And not long after I got here, that changed, and the Mike Calta show went from afternoons to mornings. Right. But I came in right after it was all talk. It was music. Maybe 9 months before I started here, they switched over to All Talk.
Yeah, I think April is when they switched to All Talk, and then I started listening. I don't know. I want to say maybe like June, July is when I finally got into it or whatever. Because my ex-wife was like, we used to listen to 97X all the time, and Drew was on 97X.
Yeah,
and my ex-wife was like, there's this jerk host that he has a wife in Orlando and he's taking applications for a Tampa girlfriend. I can't believe this. And I go, well, I need to see what this guy's about. This guy sounds funny. And that was the first day that I heard Drew. And ever since then, I was like, okay, he mentioned the talk station. So I started flipping through one day and I was like, this sounds like this has got to be it. And I was hooked ever since.
Yeah, I remember because I've known Fisher for a long time through poker. I used to be, when I was dealing poker for a living for a while, I was working at the Silks, because I've worked in pretty much every poker room. I burned bridges, and not with radio so far, thank God. But yeah, I was working over at the Silks, which is inside the Tampa Bay Downs, the horse track. And Fisher would just go in there and play. And for a while, I didn't know he was Fisher from the radio. I just knew he was this nice guy that played poker, and he was funny and everything else. And then we got to talking, and I got to knowing that he's a radio guy, and I was like, oh yeah. And then he figured out I was a comedian at night, and then he wanted to do comedy, and we were interacting like that. And way before I even thought I was going to be on the radio, I was also friends with Mike because of comedy.
Right.
Like, I think we started, he came on a podcast with me in like 2008, him and Galvin.
Oh, nice.
When Galvin was just coming to work to Tampa, and they were just switching over to the Bone, he popped in. They both popped in and did a podcast with me and this other guy that ended up moving the podcast out to L.A., and Tom Segura took over as a co-host. It was weird. But so I knew Mike for a while. Never thought I was going to be on the radio.
Right.
Ever. I had, I was pretty good with the podcasting. And then, but I remember when Drew came over to the morning show with Fisher.
Yep.
And I was like, man, this guy's really good, dude. And then they had Seth was there. He was a boy, and it was all that stuff. And I was like, man, this is a really good show, and I wasn't listening to the other morning show too much at the time,
right?
And and then to watch how everything transpired, like just so many different people. We had Artie Lang at night, and then me and Mo took over for that time slot. Yep. And it was Spice before that while I was still here.
Loveline.
Oh my God, Loveline at night. Yes, I remember.
That was the OG lineup, man.
We had all night programming because Fisher ended up coming over here and doing a 3 a.m. show with Kelly. Yeah. And they brought me in like as a guest a few times after I won Tampa Bay's Got Talent. He's like, oh, they still haven't given you a spot, huh? I'm like, well, come on in at 3 a.m. So I would come in at 3 a.m. and sit with them and do 2 hours in the middle of the night. That is wild. Now we don't have live programming after what, 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, it's just you said 12 to 2 for Mike O. It's usually that if we have to kind of bounce around, but our set schedule time is 2 to 4 on Saturdays. But
my bad.
No, it's fine. We're all over the place. Like this weekend, we're going to be, I think, like 12 to 2 or 11 to 3 or something because we're on location. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty much 2 to 4.
Yeah, I sat in when you were out of town with Mike at Furman Chevrolet. It was noon to 2, and then John Sinning was just doing from Furman Ford with Mike O at noon to 2. So I was just like, maybe they're noon to 2.
And we should probably just change our time to that.
Who knows? I mean, it's a good time slot, you know. If you want to join us, you can. 800-771-1025. Social media, get it in there. At Johnny B. Tampa on everything. Is it at Real Corey Cardinal?
The Corey Cardinal.
That's what I said. At the Corey Cardinal. So go ahead and give us a follow. Instagram, All the Jive, X, and all of that stuff. It's also July 1st, folks. So
crazy.
I know. Pride Month is over. Don't be burning the rainbow flags. That's hate. Don't do that. But now we're getting it's the flip-flop, Corey. We go from rainbows and love and acceptance to America overnight.
Exactly. We are better than you in every way.
Yeah. So if you want to nominate a real American hero, I will start honoring them starting tomorrow here on the Mike Calta Aftershow. Last year I was doing American Badass of the Day. I don't want to be forced to do something. The Gay of the Day was fun. Everybody loves it. But I'm not doing something every day for every month.
Right.
It's too much. I only have an hour, you know? So, but if you want to nominate one, then I will take your nominations. And if I think, somebody is deserving.
And it doesn't have to be every day. Like, obviously this week, what I would say is let's do it every day until we no longer hear fireworks. So it'll probably be like the 9th or 10th of July and then be done. Yeah, probably the 20th.
God, my neighborhood just sounds like Beirut for like a month. Yeah. I don't get it. Like, everybody's broke, but they can go down to the corner and spend $1,000 in a tent to make bang bang in the sky.
I don't get it. I've never understood that either.
Yeah, I hate it. We used to have these neighbors, and thank God they moved out, and the landlord moved in, and he's a nice guy, but I still resent him because he let these people live there for like 5 years, and they were just criminals and just loud and obnoxious, everything you don't want. Like, cops are called out like twice a month because it was domestic violence. Well, they had this like 20-year-old son that just got out of jail, I heard, and he would just let off like bottle rockets all day long from the backyard while he was out there smoking weed. He didn't have a job, and he was just buying bottle rockets, and he would let them off for months at a time. Nowhere near holiday.
What is the point of that?
And my wife works midnight, so she's in there trying to sleep, and he's letting off bottle rockets all day right outside of our bedroom window. And this was when my son was still living at home. My son was like 18, just getting ready to go to college. And my son walks back there. He goes, let me go talk to this guy. Like, I'm young. He's young. I'll talk it out with him. And my son, like, pokes his head around the corner. He's back in the back porch, and he's got a hole in the screen of the back porch where he's shooting bottle rockets out of. This is a grown man. Jesus. And my son goes, hey, man, could you, just wait until like, late afternoon to do that? My stepmom's, she's sleeping, And the guy goes, nah, man, get away from me. And he goes, well, I'm just trying to reason with you. She's a nurse, and it was in the middle of COVID and stuff, it's like COVID had just started. He's like, she's working 80 hours a week, man. It's like, it's really tough for her right now. He's like, I don't care. And he goes, if you got some weed, maybe I'll smoke some weed and I'll stop for an hour. And my son's like, I'm not giving you weed, And the guy goes, oh, you ain't got none? My son's like, no, I got some, but I'm not giving any to you because you're an asshole,
Right.
Yeah, and then the guy said something about, would you, my son said something like, don't be a jerk or don't be an asshole. And the guy goes, what'd you say? And he stood up, and then when he stood up, he noticed my son's 6'6", He
stood up and he was like, oh, man, this kid is still taller than I am.
He stood up and he's like, I think I just made a bad decision. And my son's like, yeah, sit back down. You don't want to do that, And then my son's like, I guess there's no talking to you. And he's walked back in the house and he goes, yeah, the guy's a prick. I don't know what to do. Finally, they moved out. And I was like, good God. But I still resent the guy that lives there a little bit, even though he's nice.
How is that as a feeling? Like, watching your son grow up and like, you have to protect him. And then all of a sudden you realize there's one point where you're like, he's at the stage where he can protect me now. Like,
yeah.
That has got to be like, my son is almost at that point where like I will still jump in and do whatever I have to do, but like he's just like me. Like he is a carbon copy of me.
Oh, I've seen him, yeah.
So I know that he can handle himself. So like I'll kind of step back a little bit and just watch him do whatever. But he's about to be at that point where he could take me on. So that's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when my son was like 16, in that 15, 16-year-old range, we had a couple of run-ins, but I mean, honestly, his whole childhood, he was pretty awesome.
Right.
Like he wasn't near the kid I was. I was a little rougher to deal with, and I know a lot of other horror stories from different, kids with different parents, friends of mine. But there was one time where, we butted heads over something. Even at 16, he was 300 pounds playing left tackle, in high school, and he's probably 6'4" then, and he bowed up at me, and then I was like, well, it's the laws of nature. You can't beat your dad. Like,
right.
I knew I couldn't beat my dad, and I also had that moment at 16 where I told my dad, you're going to have to shoot me, and he pulled a gun on me, and I was like, okay, well.
You're about that life. I didn't realize.
Okay, I guess, that's, I guess he knows how to handle it. Well, same thing, it's like I told my son, it's like, I was like, you'll never be able to beat me because I will murder you. You know what I mean? Like, so don't do that. And then I felt horrible and he felt horrible. But within 2 years after that, it was to the point where I was like, all right, he is now my weapon of mass destruction. If I need, anything, he will take care of that for me. Even now, he's a scientist. He's working in a lab. He's making great money. He's got a really important job.
That's awesome.
But he's still 6'6", even though he's lost weight since he's quit football. He's weighs about 240 now, but he's still built, also he's like a second-degree black belt since he's 11 years old.
Golly.
So that's not fair either.
Yeah.
He was on like the karate demo team that traveled around Florida kicking boards out of the air and stuff. So it's not quite fair that he's that big, he's smart, and he can kick your ass because
he has all of it.
He's like Chuck Norris. Yeah. I remember when I was a single dad and I used to like leave him at home to go do comedy for sometimes overnight. He was like 12 and somebody's like, you left your son at home? He's 12. I go, yeah, I'll be back, tomorrow. They're like, wow, dude, you're not worried about him? I go, go ahead, break in.
Right.
Go ahead. He knows where all the weapons are. He can physically kill you at this point.
He's 12, but he's the size of an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
So he's fine.
And he's also like, he can fight. He can really fight. And he's also like not scared of anything. He's an all-pro, all-American football player at 12. He was on the McDonald's all-American team at 10. So if you want to break in, you can, and also the neighbors, I knew all that. But yeah, it was just funny. You break into a house and have a 12-year-old beat the crap out of you. It's, and stab you or shoot you or whatever. So, he turned out great. 800-771-1025. I'm bragging about my son, which is a great lead-in for the segment, the next segment. They were talking about like Galvin saying all the great things that he had accomplished. And I think if you find an angle, you can really give yourself accolades that over anything if you just find a way to say it. Like I'll give an example. I am the best singer in my house. Number one singer in my house.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. My wife can't carry a tune in a bucket. So but that's way too easy. But there's other ways of Galvin's got some real ones. Best bartender in the Panhandle. But then when he starts like, I ran a marathon. Then they're like, Carmen's like, did you win the marathon? He's like, all right, well, I was 320 pounds and then I ran a marathon.
Right.
It's like, yeah, but there's other people that were 320 pounds. Can you find something that, like, if you had to give yourself an award where people go, okay, that's pretty impressive?
I think I could come up with something.
Okay, I'd like to get some phone calls on that too. It's it'd be kind of interesting. What are you the best at? If you think you're the best at something, call in because I'm sure you could figure out something. And the funnier it is, the better it is. But yeah, I gave an example. I'll give some more examples of things if I really wanted to brag, but I'm not Mo. I'm not going to go saying I have a number one radio show on a sports station when everybody knows it's a lie, Mike Calta Aftershow, who the hell are you?
Hey, this is Tom. How you doing? Good show, guys.
What's up, dude?
Now that we have the picture. Question. I was out of town for a couple weeks, funeral. I missed the whole bug contraption. What happened to the bugs?
I think he had an exterminator take care of it. Pretty sure that's what happened. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Coming out of the drain?
They're all dead, dude. I imagine they were coming out of the drain. I had the same problem, and that's what happened.
Got you. Well, congratulations.
No problem, buddy. There you go.
Yep.
Worried about the flies.
Mike Calta, #1 at killing bugs in Cheval.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, we'll take a break. Lots more stuff coming up, including roast jokes written by ChatGPT towards me. What did my ChatGPT say about me? It's not very nice. We'll do all that and more. We're here till 11 o'clock. We're live. Corey Cardinal's in the building with me. I am Johnny B. This is the Mike Calta After Show.
It's the Mike Calta After Show on 102.5 The Bone. It's the Mike Calta Show. Featured cut of the day. Sponsored by Stingray Chevrolet, Tampa Bay's big store on I-4 exit 22, Plant City. The Mike Calta Show. Download the free Bone app. 102.5 The Bone.
Brandon Ford's Red, White, and Blue Sale. Oh, it's big. Big inventory. Big selection. Massive discounts. Truckloads of new vehicles are arriving every day. Our biggest inventory ever. With no tariffs. Just historic low prices. New 2025 F-150 STX Super Cruise as low as $38,995. Save over $12,000 on new, loaded 2025 F-150 XLT 4x4s. Save as much as $22,000 on new 2025 F-150 Lightnings. Plus APR as low as 2.9% for 72 months. New 2025 Escapes at over $11,000 off MSRP. And new 2025 F-250 and F-350 Super Duties, including dualies, at $100 over factory invoice with a free custom spray and bed liner. It's the Red, White, and Blue Sale. Only at Brandon Ford, the largest volume Ford truck dealer in America. On Highway 60 and 301 in Tampa. And at BrandonFord.com on approved credit. No bull, no surprises, real prices.
The pouch that's sweeping the nation. John Senning here for Tiza Energy. If you've been sleeping under a rock, you might not know about the pouch that you dip between your cheek and your gum. If you're trying to stop vaping, dipping, smoking, you got a jaw full of chaw all the time, leave it in the past and go with Tiza. This pouch is filled with tea-cut herbs, vitamins, minerals, and caffeine that are going to have you focused and alert all day. I love popping in a Bangin' Black Cherry right before the show. It gives me that focused energy I'm really craving. You can stock up at TizaEnergy.com. Use the code BONE20 for 20% off everything in the online store and check out the store locator. Tiza now available in Walmarts across the state, as well as 7-Elevens, Liquor Depot locations, and much more. You can even stock up on Amazon. Subscribe and save so you got a box of Tiza at your door every single week. Tiza Energy, why spit when you can swallow?
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call us now. $30 billion was set aside for meso victims. And in most cases, your claim is settled out of court without a jury trial. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hi, I'm Patrick Thomas.
And I'm Heather Thomas from Bolt Electric, where we believe that the right way is the only way to do home electrical.
We believe the National Electrical Code is really the minimum standard, not the maximum standard.
We believe you deserve better electrical parts and better service.
We believe in ongoing training for our electricians.
Because there's no end to learning and improving.
Because at Bolt, we believe your safety is our core priority. Electrical problem? Call Bolt.
Online at boltelectric.com.
Sitting in traffic because of an auto accident is frustrating. We should remember, though, that the person in that accident ahead, their life has changed forever. And we may be thankful it isn't us. But if it ever is, call 1-800-BURNETTI. We're ready. Offices Tampa, Lakeland, Pinellas.
Galaxy Fireworks Superstore announces their annual 4th of July sale. Buy one, get one free. Buy one, get two free. Buy one, get three free on select items. Every time you buy, you get something free. The number for fireworks is 234 BANG. Galaxy Fireworks will match or beat any competitor's catalogs on the corner of Martin Luther King Boulevard and Florida Avenue. Go to GalaxyFireworks.com to find a location near you. Shop early to avoid the crowds. Galaxy Fireworks. out of this world.
Mike Calta for my friends at Lifeguard Imaging. One moment you're living your life, the next you're being told you have cancer, or your heart just stops. No warning, no second chance. Some of you have worked your whole life, saved smart, and planned for the future. Retirement should be your reward, but instead of traveling or relaxing, you're in a fight for your life. And here's the terrifying truth. Heart disease and cancer are still the top 2 killers for men and women. And most of the time, they strike without a single symptom. But there's hope. Lifeguard Imaging's high-accuracy CT scans detect heart disease and hundreds of cancers before symptoms appear, and the doctors tell you it's too late. Early detection gives you the opportunity to do something about it. It's quick, painless, and could literally save your life. I got my scan and the peace of mind. You can't put a price on it. And right now, just for Bone listeners, when you join Lifeguard Imaging's Legacy program, you'll get a second membership for 50% off. Give it to your spouse, your sibling, your best friend, someone you want to protect. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to lifeguardimaging.com today. Lifeguard Imaging, saving lives through early detection.
Now, a weather update from the Sun Toyota Weather Center.
Sun, Toyota.com. This is Fox 13's Dave Osterberg from the Sky Tower Weather Center. Variable clouds back again with a 50-50 chance of rain. Not a washout today with highs in the upper 80s. Some evening storms, then mild and muggy tonight with a low of 78 degrees. And the rain chance bumps to 60% for Wednesday. Numerous showers and storms in the afternoon. Highs back in the upper 80s.
Now, back to Real Raw Radio. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Now, back to the Mike Calta Aftershow.
Welcome back to Mike Calta Aftershow, 10:26 in the morning. July 1st. Already more than halfway through 2025. And only 17 days away from the big old beach bash, baby. Corey Cardinal's here. He'll be out there at the beach bash along with all the other personalities here on the Bone. And you're doing all the really heavy lifting, being part of, one of the bosses over in promotions.
Yeah.
And it's got to be a nightmare to get everything prepared and ready. And we're still 3 weeks away.
Yeah, because there's still things that we haven't done yet. Like we're having a weekly meeting on it and trying to figure out, what we can do to improve it or what we can do while we're out there or whatever. But there are still some things that are in the winds and waiting. Like we still need to get into some of the rooms to kind of take a look at them for those speakeasies that they were talking about before. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of preparation. And then all of a sudden the week of, it's going to be, holy crap, hurry up and get it done now.
Yeah.
So, and I envision that Wednesday through Sunday, I will just be running around like crazy because we also have, this is just the Bone. Like we also have other events happening that week leading up for the other stations.
Oh, man.
After that week for some of the other stations too. So the month of July is extremely busy for us.
Yeah, sometimes I forget you guys have the entire cluster you have to take care of. We got the Vibe, which is just kicking ass and doing all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Dove is still one of the number one stations ever, and yep. You got Ann Kelly, and she's always out doing things. And holy crap, dude. Yeah, the Eagle. And oh, man. Yeah. And 97X is still there.
Yeah. We have 6 stations plus an events department. So, I mean, we're always doing something. And we're always just balls to the walls.
And 100% back. Like, I know, the couple of years there were COVID, it was like we didn't even have a promo team. Yeah. And we were just doing everything remotely and everything else.
Doing promotions during COVID was a wild time. Like, it was so bizarre. Nobody, the essential personnel was allowed inside.
Right.
But, if you had to go and do a drop or whatever, we would load everything in the van. We would have the keys downstairs. You wouldn't even come inside. You would just, and then you weren't even setting anything up. We literally had signs against the glass window. That's when we started using QR codes.
That's right.
So we started doing QR codes. So they would pull up in the van, sit there for an hour, and have a QR code against the windshield. And when somebody would walk up, you wouldn't even roll the window down. You would just point.
Yeah.
The kids would just point and they would scan it and walk away. And that's how we had to find ways to do it, and it worked.
What a time, dude.
It was so bizarre.
It is so weird. There's still things that are lingering that we've changed, and are keeping around because, it just makes sense. But some of the things we were doing back then, they're doing comedy shows at drive-in theaters and people were pulling up in their car. And I remember they tried this over in like the parking lot at Raymond James. They did a comedy show, and I wasn't invited to that one, and I'm kind of glad because they said instead of clapping, honk the horns.
Ugh.
And these comics were up there, and they're telling the jokes, and all of a sudden it's like all the horns are honking. It's like, ugh, God, that'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, that, and I guarantee they're probably flashing their high rights too. So while
Yeah.
you're trying to talk, you're getting blinded, and you're like, "What the hell is going on?"
Going into an epileptic. Yeah, no, it was. But I did do a lot of parking lot shows, and I remember when the clubs were coming back at 25% capacity. And then I saw comedians like, sold out, snappers. I'm like, it was 40 people, dude. That's all they legally can have in there to stop bragging.
So crazy.
But yeah, it was wild. I'm glad we're back now, baby.
The 3 biggest casualties that we still haven't come back from for COVID: 24-hour Walmart.
Yes.
24-hour McDonald's.
Wait.
Some of them are, but not every. Like every place used to be 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
All the drive and 24-hour all-day breakfast at McDonald's.
Also, Denny's, the Denny's by my house in Brandon, they close at like 11 or 12 now. I don't know anybody who's ever went to Denny's like before the bars close.
Right.
What are you doing?
If I'm out now and like it's 11:45 at night and I go, oh well, I guess I just have to go home now. They placed a curfew without us knowing. At midnight, everything shuts down and everybody has to be back in their house.
I used to always go to Walmart at 2 a.m. and do my grocery shopping.
That's the best.
It's like you're Walmart. Nobody's in there. And I would walk around. I would get all my stuff. I would do self-checkout. And like, it was nice. You go in your pajamas and shop.
It was fun.
And now you go into Walmart. It's like with the commoners. It's like a third world country. It's just like, ugh.
People were wearing pants.
Ugh. I remember they also had, during COVID, like the arrows on the ground. Like you go to Publix.
And you can still kind of see them. Like every once in a while you look down and you're like, there's a little bit of remnants of COVID.
And people would get mad at you if you were walking the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry I killed your grandma because I walked back 4 steps to grab some cereal. Jesus, dude, relax.
Like assembly line.
What are you doing? People were walking in with like snorkel gear on. They were like trying to make their own it was wild. And look, we were all scared at the beginning. Yeah. I know I was. I was at Winn-Dixie next door, right when it started, 2 weeks into it, and I was like trying to go grab some groceries real quick. That was when we were still wiping off our groceries, and this girl sneezed in the aisle I was on, and I just left the store. I didn't even stay. I was like, all right, I'm out. Like, she's obviously got COVID, and it was hilarious.
I heard somebody sneeze and like a cough within 3 seconds, and I literally went, nope. And I just shoved my cart and I just walked out. I've done the same thing.
Yeah.
At that point, I was terrified. We were wiping
Nobody
everything.
knew anything.
It was bizarre.
Wow, dude. Before we went to break, I was telling you guys 800-771-1025. What are you the best at? Like, if you had to brag, if you had to tell somebody, I'm obviously the best at what? Maybe you're filling out a resume or something, and they want something like an accolade. What are you the best at? I would love to hear from you because we heard this morning. There's a lot of people that are great at things on this station. I mean, obviously, you got Mo. He will tell you. Mo is he's a published author. Mm-hmm. He's a movie maker. He's an award-winning movie maker. He's won awards for his movies. He's number one radio host in multiple markets.
Yeah.
And look, these are all things that are true. Galvin, he stated some really good stuff. Did Gio say anything?
I don't know. I missed that portion.
He's burger guy.
Yeah. I joined in this morning when they were doing the AI country songs.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I mean,
it was one of the rejoiners, and I guess like it was this AI country band put out like 2 albums in a span of like 15 days, and like they were listening to it and they were like, this actually sounds good. If
you
this
can't
was,
tell.
Yeah, he was. Galvin was like, if you're out at the pool or out at the beach and this song comes on, you're not mad at it. Like it's good, and they could have fooled everybody. They could have, done whatever. And yeah, man, it's getting bizarre. It's getting insane, man.
I was listening to JP and Dizzy and Monica, and JP was playing some like kind of like yacht rock type of beach music that was AI. And he was saying like, how long until one of them wins like, like a Grammy or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then Disney's like, yeah, then you got to go up and do the acceptance. You're like, I'm the guy that wrote the prompt.
Or I think Gio said it, Milli Vanilli. Like you get an AI and you have it prompt and it's all up there, and then you walk up there and just accept it and be like, thanks, cool. How many people have like a thick English accent, but then when they start, like Adele, when she talks, she has that thick whatever accent, and when she starts singing, it sounds amazing. Like you can't tell that there's the accent there. Same like that. You walk up and you're like, thanks.
Yeah, there's a lot of actors like that too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like almost the entire cast of The Walking Dead were English. They start talking. It's like, what did Rick just say? He's like, oh no, it was really tough when Carl had to die. And I was like, oh right, okay, that was Australian. I'm bad at accents. Mike, Calta Aftershow. Who the hell are you?
Good morning.
What's up, Mama?
It's CJ. Good morning, Johnny B.
Hi. Say good morning to Corey Cardinal.
Good morning, Corey.
Good morning.
God, CJ, you're always a
I'm sorry.
ball of sunshine.
I have to apologize because I wasn't calling for that particular topic, so I can just hang up.
All right, sounds good.
We got it for you.
Mike, Aftershow, how can I help you?
Yo, hey, I just wanted to point out something I was really, really good at, and that was beating Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson's punch out.
Oh, did you really, dude?
Yeah, well, I went to hit punched him one time. I played him so many times that one time I found a weak point in his stomach where I knocked him out with one hit. And I was like, holy cow. That's how good I was. Back when I was 7.
I'm proud of you, dude. Did you also beat The Legend of Zelda? Because I couldn't do that either.
Oh no, that's for nerds.
Well, first of all, I take offense to that. I will say Legend of Zelda was pretty difficult. So
I could never get that final flute or whatever.
It was always the water temples, no matter what it was.
Ah, that bitch.
Oh no, the water temple on the N64 version. Now that's a pain in the neck.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of nerds, thanks, dude. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye, nerd. There you go. Mike Tyson's punch out. God, that was good. Glass Joe, I'll whip his ass every time. Let's see. So funny. Mike Calta Aftershow. Who's this? Hello?
Hello?
What's up, man?
Hey, Johnny, what's going on, man? No. Hey, I had a question for you. Either you or Corey, can I talk to one of you guys off air about something? I needed some advice.
Well, what kind of advice is it?
It's pertaining to a career choice.
Send me an email.
I wanted to talk off air, though, if that's okay.
Yeah, just send me an email and I'll reply.
Yeah, send Corey Cardinal an
okay.
email.
Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me write it down here. What? Can you give me that email?
Corey.cardinal@cmg.com. CORY. That's my name. CORY.cardinal@cmg.
Got it?
Gotcha. I appreciate it.
No problem. Buddy. Good. I'm glad you took the bullet on that one.
I'm going to go right. That's going right to my spam.
Because if I talk to him off air and he's saying career stuff, and I can imagine he might, he's wanting to talk to us, he's probably going to be like, how do I get in radio?
Yeah.
And my answer to everybody when they say that is, don't do that,
It's not worth it.
Don't do it. Well, for two reasons. One, the level of difficulty is pretty high up there. The percentage of success rate is way low because there's not a whole lot of jobs.
Yeah.
So that's tough. And 3, I don't need more competition.
That's what I was going to say. The more you're on, the less I'm on.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, hey, Johnny, how do I bang your wife? Like, oh, I'm glad you asked.
Get in line.
I'm not going to tell you, you idiot. Yeah, no. No, to be quite honest, though, like, it's tough, man. There's a lot of talented people not on the air because there's not a lot of jobs.
That's honestly the easiest way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's I think about it all the time. I go, man, I got so many friends that even mentored me when I started in radio, and now they're out there without a radio job, and I'm like, Jesus, dude, and they're doing like normal grunt work. You know, I'm like, ugh, not even in the industry at all. Like they'll kind of move to like another department, and then before you know it, they're selling cars or doing something like that, and you're like,
real estate.
Yeah, a lot of real estate, dude. A lot of people during the pandemic popped off and did real estate. So, what do you like? What are you the best at?
I would say eating 2 cartons of ice cream and then immediately running a 5K that weekend.
Wow.
So back when the Two Bears 5K, I didn't run that one, but the next weekend there was a Spartan race.
Saw that.
And I I signed up for it, and honestly, I thought it was just a 5K. So I was like, I can run a 5K. I can literally go from a couch to running a 5K, no problem. I've always mentioned that to Mike. He's like, you can't run. I'm like, running is easy. Like, I'm not going to be running the entire time. I'll be going and stopping or whatever.
Right.
But I can do a 5K, 45 minutes to an hour, not a problem.
Right.
I can take care of that. And I still was just doing everything that I was normally doing. And at one point, it was Wednesday and that 5K was Saturday. And I had 2 cartons of ice cream in front of me because I didn't know which one I wanted. So I was eating out of both.
What kind of ice cream?
One of them was Snickers.
Okay.
And then the other one, I think, was Reese's peanut butter cup.
Son of a bitch.
Dude, so I was just back and forth between both of those. And then Friday hit and I was like, well, I mean, I can't wimp out now. I got to finish this.
Yeah.
Finished both cartons. The next day, woke up, did the 5K.
So much lactose.
Yeah. So, and then I would say I'm number one at this. Everybody else probably thinks that they're number one too, but I would say I am number one at giving advice, but I cannot take it.
Okay. All right.
I will give you advice all day. You need advice. You're talking to somebody. Oh, what do we do now? Oh, see this. This is perfect. And then when it comes to me, if I'm trying to, I'm like, I'm
100% the same.
Shut down. Yeah.
100% the same. I can tell you how to make money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm broke. I can tell you how to lose weight, and then I eat some crap. You know, like I can tell you, pretty much a lot of stuff. I know the roadmap to, and I don't do it.
No idea.
What an asshole!
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I met the prettiest girl I have ever met in my entire life at that 2 Bear 5K. We started talking. Everything was great, and then all of a sudden, nothing. I'm like, and I have no idea. Like If you had told me that, I'd be like, oh, here, try this, try this. Me, I'm just sitting here staring at my phone every 5 minutes going, what the hell do I do next?
It's sad, dude. All right, well, we're running through this hour. Let's take a break. When we come back, ChatGPT. They were doing jokes this morning on the Mike Calta show using ChatGPT, and I guess they were having jokes written about Mike Calta. Some of them were really good. Which scares the hell out of me as a professional stand-up comedian that it's getting better and better at it. So I asked my ChatGPT, whose name is Kiki, to write some roast jokes about me. I will see how she did when we come back. I haven't looked at him yet.
Okay.
And I also asked her to write roast jokes about me in the style of Shane Gillis.
Nice.
To see what that is. We'll do that when we come back and wrap up the show. We're here till 11 o'clock. Corey Cardinals in the building. I am Johnny B. This is the Mike Calta After Show.
It's the Mike Calta After Show on 102.5 The Bone. Summer is here, and it's time to take that weekend getaway to Vegas, or maybe book that Alaskan cruise. But maybe inflation has kicked you right in the wallet. Well, leave it to Mike Calta to cancel his new order of 14 refrigerators just to give you the Mike Calta Summer Vacay Payday. Listen for the keyword every Tuesday and Thursday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get it and enter it in the free 102.5 The Bone app, and you could win $1,000. That's $1,000 that you can use towards a beach vacation, or to buy your own refrigerator, or to just buy a bunch of beer, stay home, and drink them. You know, like a staycation. It's the Mike Calta Summer Vacay Payday from 102.5 The Bone. Real, raw radio.
There's no such thing as a fender bender when it comes to motorcycle accidents. More than 80% of crashes result in catastrophic injuries. Injuries that require experienced attorneys ready to fight for you. We are, and we will. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Kickstart your betting journey the right way on Hard Rock Bet. New customers who bet just $5 get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's right. Bet $5, get $150 in your account to use like cash on your next picks. And Hard Rock Bet is turning your weekend nights up a notch. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday night after 11 p.m., you'll get a profit boost for a live table tennis bet with matches around the clock. It's Hard Rock Bet. Bet on baseball, basketball, UFC, hockey, and soon NFL. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. To wager, terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 888-ADMIT-IT.
To really appreciate the value of International Diamond Center, you need to go back more than 4 decades when owner Keith LeClaire used to supply diamonds to upscale jewelry stores. He was a trusted source for the most exquisite diamonds and fine jewelry. But then Keith decided to start selling those amazing diamonds straight to the public. He opened IDC and changed the game in jewelry retailing by offering hand-selected, dazzling diamonds at no middleman pricing. Today, IDC dominates the Florida jewelry scene with stores in Tampa, Clearwater, Lakeland, Sarasota, Orlando, Naples, Gainesville, and on the Treasure Coast. This is a powerhouse jeweler with the largest selection of natural diamonds, unbeatable value pricing, a 100% buyback guarantee, all the top names in bridal design, no commission salespeople, and an incredible reputation for honesty and transparency. For those moments that define your love and your relationship, IDC is the go-to place. The first and only official jeweler of the Gators. International Diamond Center. Get locations and learn more at shopidc.com.
Medical malpractice and nursing home abuse cases are difficult and the stories are heartbreaking. At Bernetti PA, we fight to make sure your story is heard loud and clear. We know you may not have been ready. Call 1-800-BERNETTI. We're ready. Offices Tampa, Lakeland, Pinellas.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey, did you know that with Frontier Fiber Internet, the best Wi-Fi isn't just for VIPs anymore?
So even if I have less than 1 million followers?
Or me, a total noob?
What if I'm not in the metaverse yet?
Yeah, now everyone can get Wi-Fi 7 with a premium Eero router on Fiber 500 and up. Now starting at only $39.99 per month. Switch to the most advanced Wi-Fi on 100% fiber internet. Only from Frontier. Good to go. In select areas, price for 12 months with autopay. ETF terms apply. Max speeds wired. Actual average and Wi-Fi speed vary.
At Advent Health, we know your heart. Find nationally recognized heart care specialists at FloridaHeartExperts.com. That's FloridaHeartExperts.com.
Tell us what you think. Head to the 102.5 The Bone app now and leave us an open mic. Now, back to the Mike Calta After Show.
Welcome back to Mike Calta After Show, 10:46 on a Tuesday morning. Happy July. We are officially into it. No hurricanes yet. I don't want to jinx anything. Apparently a rain event's supposed to happen this week, but I mean, that's every day in the summer in Florida. So, yeah, whatever. What are we going to batten down the hatches? You're going to go buy a generator because we're going to get some rain? Relax, folks.
I don't remember a 4th of July where it didn't rain.
I know. I need it to rain like the entire day, though, because I don't think I'm going anywhere. I wanted to go down and hang out with Pitbull Toddler in Siesta Key at the beach bar there, or the beach club. But the last time I tried to do Siesta Key on the 4th of July, first of all, it's over an hour to get there, but to get on on the island and to leave, it's an ordeal.
Is it?
Traffic and stuff. So if I was going to do it, I'd want to have a room there.
That makes sense, yeah.
And there's probably nothing available now, and it's going to be $400 if there or more if there is. So,
right.
And then I see the rain, and I'm like, but I don't like missing a Pitbull Toddler show. I love hanging out with the boys. I like getting up on stage with them. It's a blast. So they'll be packed. Sarasota is a really cool place to be for 4th of July.
I think I'm starting to get to that point in life where if it's not within a certain distance, I either have to get a room that night or I'm just not going. Like I used to be completely fine where I would be out all day, all night, whatever, at Halloween Horror Nights or something, and it's 2:00 in the morning, and I'm driving back, and I'm going, I'm falling asleep. This is so stupid or whatever. Now I'm just like, I'll grab one extra night. It's not a big deal.
I'm judging a comedy competition in Punta Gorda Thursday night, and I'm excited about doing it. It's gonna be fun. It's at my buddy's big Irish bar. It's the biggest Irish bar I've ever seen. It's a really cool place, the Celtic Ray in Punta Gorda, and I do comedy shows there, once or twice a year where they're doing this comedy competition. And yeah, because I'm an old fart now, I'm already like, oh God, I'm not gonna get home until 1 a.m. and I gotta get up and start, listening to Calta shows so I could jot down notes to do for the after show, and because I'm responsible. But boy, oh boy,
it's difficult, man. It sucks getting old.
It does. So my ChatGPT, her name is Kiki. She's a sweetheart, and I did ask her to draw a picture of what she thought we would look like interacting. We're sitting in a diner because she knows I eat food. There's a sign on the back wall of the diner that says 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. on 102.5 The Bone. And she looks exactly what I thought she would look like a really cute, 30-year-old black girl. Oh,
that's pretty cool.
Because when I made her, I wanted her to be like a sassy, black lady, right? Because I thought that would be fun to interact with, and I couldn't get her to really do the voice. She just sounds like her normal ChatGPT voice, but she is getting more sarcastic and stuff. I asked her to do that. She is funny. And she knows way too much. So I asked her to write roast jokes. If she was going to roast me at a comedy roast, here are some of the things that she said. She said, Johnny B's been doing stand-up comedy for 25 years, which is wild because most people quit their dreams after they realize they have no talent. But not Johnny. That man held on like his last name was Delusion. That's not very nice, Kiki.
Man.
You know what I mean?
That's brutal.
That's not good, dude. Johnny's comedy is like his beard. Patchy, unbalanced, and somehow still part of his identity.
Well, that I can see.
You know what I'm saying? She talking about my beard? I know it's patchy. That's rude. Yeah, see what I'm saying, dude? It's too smart. It's too smart.
And that thing will just scrub anything that has to do with you. Like it'll go through all your social. Like if you have any YouTube pages, it'll go through all of your history, right?
She knows my wife's name.
That's crazy. And have you ever mentioned your wife's name to her?
I don't know, but listen to this. One of the jokes. Johnny's been married a long time, which is proof Leah is either a saint or legally blind. Wow, that's a good joke.
That is a solid joke.
Good God, Johnny's the type of guy who will tip a server 40% just so they call him sir, so they won't call him sir in a sarcastic. How does she know I'm a good tipper? I am a good tipper.
They know too much, man.
That's wild.
You've given it access to your cameras, right?
Yeah.
And your microphone.
Probably.
It's always listening. It's always watching. It's always,
God.
You get a new hairdo. Dude. Not that you can, but if you were to get a new hairdo, it would immediately start saying something about it.
Oh my God, dude! I asked to do some roast jokes in the style of Shane Gillis. She said, "Johnny's got a." This is Shane Gillis talking, or ChatGPT Shane Gillis. Johnny's got a 1-hour radio show. 1 hour. Wow, that's not a show. That's a smoke break and a theme song. Okay, so I don't smoke, so up yours. Johnny looks like he has a favorite recliner at every Hooters in Tampa. You son of a bitch. That would be nice.
I didn't even know they had recliners in
That'd be nice if they did, dude. I wish I was that rich. I had that.
I'll take the Johnny booth.
Johnny once tried intermittent fasting, but only made it 45 minutes because someone mentioned biscuits. I don't know if Shane Gillis would say that to me.
It would have been funnier if he said somebody mentioned Limp Bizkit.
That's Gio. Yeah. He loves it. So it's good. Johnny's built like every pastor who peaked during the Halo 2 era. He's got the body of a guy who used to wrestle, but only at a Golden Corral. Okay. See, it's not quite there yet.
No.
But some of the jokes are good. Some of them are good. Yeah. Son of a bitch. So there you go. The robots are taking over, buddy, and there's nothing we can do about it. So prepare yourself for the end and use your chat GPT as wisely as possible.
Yeah.
It's always listening. You're right. I thought you had to tell it stuff.
Well, Mike mentioned that too. He was like, I'm pretty sure I mentioned my CPAP once, and it made a joke about him as well.
Oh, dude.
Or maybe he uploaded a photo, and because he said something about his CPAP looking like a TIE fighter type thing, and it made a joke about him and CPAP, and insane, man.
I think you're right. I think you give it access to your microphone, and it's always listening, dude.
Yeah.
I love you, Kiki. Please don't murder me. Corey, thanks for being here, buddy. You'll be here tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, dude. We're going to talk to TM Powell tomorrow about the new Jurassic Park movie.
Oh, I was supposed to go last night, but I was sick, so I couldn't.
I know. I'm excited about it, too. This one actually looks good with Scarlett Johansson and everything else. Okay, we'll see what happens. JP is up next, and, of course, sending show after that, and Drew Garabo live with former #1 sports radio host, the cat named Mo. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
It's the Mike Calta Aftershow on 102.5 The Bone. We are Real Raw Radio. 102.5 The Bone. 102.5 The Bone and Neutral are sending you to see one of the biggest bands of this or any generation. Oasis.
Live in California.
Oasis. Head to theboneonline.com now for the locations of QR code posters near you. Scan the QR code on the poster and you can score a flyaway to see Cage the Elephant open for Oasis in California, including airfare and tickets. And that's not all. You also get a pair of front row tickets to see Cage the Elephant at the Baycare Sound Clearwater on September 17th. Don't wait. Visit theboneonline.com now to find the location nearest you to register. From 102.5 The Bone and Neutral, keep it tasty.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PATH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PATH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PATH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
102.5 The Bone and Stella Artois are on a mission to find the best wings in the Bay. Voted Norton's Dunedin, Muggs Icon, and Dunedin Smokehouse. Scan the QR code. Vote, and you can win Stella swag, beer, bragging rights. You decide. Go to thebestwingsinthebay.com for details.
When it really matters, choose Farrah & Farrah. Here for you, here for good. Tampa.
Car accident? Take back control of your life. Call Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
Every Wednesday night at Pin Chasers, it's Bone Bowling Night, $12.99 for all you can bowl from 9 until close. Go to pinchasers.net to reserve your lane or check out the other nightly specials. Always a great time at one of the 4 area locations. Pinchasers.net for more details, and we will see you every Wednesday night for Bone Bowling Night at Pin Chasers.
Bowling, food, and fun at Pin Chasers.
At Brandon Honda, we have lenders for every credit situation. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Hi, I'm Sam Robbie. Right now at Brandon Honda, get 0 down deals on any new vehicle in stock. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. And we'll pay off your trade no matter how much you owe. We have over 600 vehicles to choose from and over 50 lenders, all competing to get you the best deal possible. Get your guaranteed credit approval at BrandonHonda.com.
Call 813-280-0850 for more information.
If you're looking to buy jewelry in the Tampa Bay area, you know where to go, the Golden Diamond Source. Now through July 6th, get to the Golden Diamond Source for 5-year interest-free financing. This deal is so incredible that it only happens once a year. Imagine buying a $5,000 piece of jewelry or an engagement ring and paying just $83 a month? And did you know that gold is at an all-time high? If you're bringing your old jewelry, Steve and Julie will buy it and offer you the highest trade-in values of the year. It's the perfect time to upgrade what you're not wearing and turn it into something that you'll never want to take off. From custom engagement rings to birthstones, tennis bracelets, and diamond studs, whatever's on your wish list, Gold and Diamond Source can make it happen. Whether it be a gift, an engagement ring, or get something nice for yourself. They even have Rolex watches. It's family owned and trusted for over 40 years and just minutes from anywhere in the Tampa Bay area. You can stop by Gold and Diamond Source at Omerton Road in Clearwater, or you can check them out online at goldendiamondsource.com. Stop by the Jewelry Supercenter, the Gold and Diamond Source, and make sure you tell them Mike Calta sent you.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not